Hello everyone, welcome to CA200 online discussion. Welcome also to my home office setup. So today we are going to go over video 2.0, but before we get to that, I wanted to go over closed captioning for video 1.0. I've been getting a lot of emails, especially over this weekend with the assignment coming up, that have asked about that and have been running into errors with YouTube. YouTube is not always the nicest for things. Like if you're trying to upload a file for your captions, then depending on your web browser, you might be coming into errors, or YouTube just might be finicky about it. But I'm going to show you a way that you should be able to get the auto captions and then check through those captions. I did this today. I'm going to do it right in front of you and it should work. So let's see what we've got going on. This is one of my YouTube channels. We're going to go ahead and click on a video. This is one I haven't added captions to before. I uploaded this. This was a Twitch stream that I just brought straight over. So there's been no editing on this video whatsoever. So I'm going to click edit video. So we get basic details. And go ahead, scroll down to subtitles and set language. I want my closed captions in English, so I'm going to set my subtitles to English and confirm. Okay, so then you'll get to this screen that says video subtitles. It'll have English automatic. And so now you should have closed captions automatically on your video for English. However, like we talked about, we want to make sure that these captions are okay. So we can click on this little three vertical option line that we see on the far right of the screen. And when you do that, you'll see edit on Classic Studio. It's a little bit off here. Hold on. There you go. Now you can see that we say edit on Classic Video. So we'll press that, and then this will come up. And you'll see that you have the automatic transcription here. So these are the closed captions and when they appear. You can then click edit. And then you'll be able to go through all of these automatic captions and where they are in the video and make sure that they say the right thing. Yeah, you'll be able to play your video as you go through. I have turned off desktop sound, so you won't be able to hear anything from this video. But as you go through, you'll be able to then see the captions as they show up on screen. And you can pause the video and edit that caption in real time. Once that is done, press Publish Edits, which is up in this top right corner, and then you should be good to go. So I know that I went through that kind of quickly. There will be space in this discussion to ask clarifying questions about closed captioning, as well as anything else for video 2.0. or anything that you're running into trouble with in this last week before turning in the assignment for video 1.0. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to, let's do scene. That way you can see me during this. That's always fun. So I'm going to switch back over to my tab for video 2.0. And you'll be able to find this in your assignments. Your Canvas will look a little different than mine, but still when you go to assignments, you'll see video 2.0. Click on that, and then the assignment will be brought up. I'm gonna go ahead and make this box a little bigger. No, I'm going to go to the full screen. There we go. Put that back in the middle. All right. So let's go through video 2.0. There should be only a few surprises for this assignment, and overall they should be welcome surprises. We've changed a couple of things to make it easier given the change in format and the difficulty that many of you will face trying to get footage, say at UW-Madison when the campus is closed. So one thing that hasn't changed is the due dates for this assignment. Your rough draft will be due on your discussion day. So even though we're not meeting for discussion, we at like an in-person class, we decided to keep the rough draft due on the same day for simplicity's sake. So if you were a Tuesday discussion, your rough draft will be due April 28th. If you are Wednesday, it will be due April 29th. The final, which needs to be posted to Canvas, will be due May 4th. This is the start of finals week. And remember, just like with the previous assignment, video 1.0, your video must be posted as either public or unlisted on YouTube, and the YouTube link needs to be posted into the assignment that you will turn in on Canvas. So this says, each student, make sure you can see it, each student will transform their video 1.0 assignment into video 2.0, 2 minutes 30 seconds to 3 minutes 30 seconds. That continues to critically engage with the affordances of digital media communication at 3 levels: individual, civic, and technological. This second assignment is an exercise in adapting your communication strategies to speak to a specific but different audience and community, with a consideration for the cyber, spatial, or platform affordances of speaking to that group. So the two big things to pay attention to out of this paragraph are that video 2.0 is going to be 2.5 to 3.5 minutes, and that you must pick a different audience from your first video. So as you revise your first project, keep the following tasks and considerations in mind. There are 2 options for this video assignment. Option A, this is the option that was available from the start of the semester, is the option to work on the same topic, that you identified for your first video. Continuing to work on the same topic, problem, or campus issue that each student identified for their first project, students are encouraged to re-edit, re-record, and supplement their video 1.0 assignment. You can improve on this through further research to add nuance to your revision strategies. You may adapt the focus of or take a new perspective on the topic where appropriate. Remember to consider the goals for this video as well. What does your video aim to do? Raise awareness of an issue, critique a policy, persuade your audience to participate in some manner, institute a change? Do you mean to propose possible solutions? So, with option A, you will take the exact same topic that you did for video 1.0. Sorry, I'm recording this a little late. And you will change who your audience is and adapt your video to this new audience. We'll get into that a little bit later as well. But option B is our new option. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic and the way it is disrupting our daily routines, you have the option to create a video that responds to this current situation. This option is especially helpful for students who may feel like they do not have enough footage or additional material for option A. So for this, This video might be something that you combine with your first topic. If you were doing something about like health and safety concerns, you could easily shift the focus to be on COVID-19. Why are health and safety concerns so important in our current situation, for instance? You can also completely divert from your original topic to talk about some aspect of COVID-19 and what's going on in your life, or something that you think is important that is being changed because of it. So if you choose this option, you'll identify a different target audience that would/should be interested in your chosen topic. Groups that have stake in or would benefit from attending to the specific campus issue or the specific aspect of the COVID-19 pandemic that you're discussing, groups that have or could have a direct influence upon it, etc. It can be specific and narrow, whichever way you want to choose. If you want to broaden the reach of the video, you can do that as well. But this should be a vernacular audience. So I'm gonna ignore that paragraph actually. But what I want you to think about is, for the first video, we focused on institutional audiences, and we included students who were part of like a specific club or had stake in a specific issue as part of that institutional audience. For this, you might pick some group that doesn't have a set identity like that. For instance, if you're still in Madison or you're choosing to do something still about UW-Madison, you might broaden it to the citizens of Madison who don't attend the university. So think about a more vernacular rather than institutional audience for this video. And remember, it must be a different audience than you chose for the first video. So, once you choose your audience, locate or imagine the appropriate channel to reach your chosen audience. Which digital spaces do you imagine utilizing to most effectively reach and communicate with this group? Does the group typically coalesce in certain online spaces? So maybe you choose Citizens of Madison and there's a Madison Facebook page or something that you can post to, or there's a hashtag or a City of Madison account on Twitter or something that you could connect into there. Think about the platforms that you choose for this and the ways that you're going to be able to get dialed into your audience. And finally, consider how the goals and strategies of your video change in speaking to this new audience. This will entail two things. What are the strategies you might incorporate internal to the video? How does the language, narrative, and argument of your video communicate with this group? Are there community norms and behaviors you should follow or perform in the video? If you're going to be posting to a Facebook group, for example, being aware of that group's rules for posting would be extremely important to adhere to. All right, next. How does the external avenue for this video shape it? Are there ways in which the platform affordances would affect the internal strategies you employ? Your production choices should reflect your consideration for these two factors that shape your Video 2.0 as a whole. So basically, think about the ways that you construct your video and how that directly relates to your audience as well as the platform and channel that you use. Then this next paragraph should be very similar to what you had for video 1.0. This is an everyday video. Use your devices that you have access to, whatever those may be. If you film the entire thing on your phone, totally fine. And then upload the submission form with a stable URL to Canvas by 11:59 p.m. on May 4th. And when it's a stable URL, make sure that you press the share button on the video. Let's see, switch over here. Actually, go to this one. Okay, so if I'm on the video, my lovely face. Anyways, there's a share button down here. Press on that and you'll get a copy of the link that will lead directly to the video. So you can do that, or if you are in the correct tab for the video, like not the editing screen or something like that, you can just copy the link at the very top. Copy that URL. All right. So technical requirements, 2.5 to 3.5 minutes in length. You can incorporate a minute of footage from video 1.0. So this can be one chunk, or you can re-edit different clips that you've taken to work into this video. And you should have a minimum of a minute of footage that you've recorded yourself. So this can be new footage that you're shooting for video 2.0, footage that you shot personally for video 1.0, video that you have not used yet, that kind of material. Just like last time, incorporate a mix of media. You should create the movie using iMovie, Adobe Premiere Pro, or Final Cut Pro software. If you're working on a PC and you're having difficulties getting the free version of Adobe Premiere Pro, please contact me ASAP. Then, just as before, it should be in MOV, MPEG-4, MP4, AVI, WMV, or FLV formats. Since you're uploading it to YouTube, it needs to be in a format that will upload, and then it has to be closed captioned. And then we've got this page about how to add your own subtitles and closed captions from YouTube. Or you can go through the beginning of this video where I go through the way that the automatic captions can be added and then edited. So grading, I'm going to look at, did the student seek to understand the specifics of their intended audience? Did the student seek to understand the affordances of the specific digital environment, forum, or platform? Does the student articulate a reasonable goal for their video? If you're doing option B and you're talking about COVID-19, your goal might be something like getting more people to wash their hands, right? That's realistic. The goal for the video can't be to eradicate the virus worldwide, because realistically, is one video going to be able to do that? Probably not. All right. Does the student articulate a reasonable strategy to attain that goal? So if your goal is reasonable, like getting more people to wash their hands, what is the strategy for getting more people to wash their hands? Is it one that makes sense? One that is reasonable and would impact people enough to get them to wash their hands? Or does it maybe go not far enough or too far? If you are proposing policing people and like bringing in the National Guard to make people wash their hands, that's probably too far. Yeah? Do the production choices and strategies reflect consideration for the specified goal, audience, and intended avenue? Does the video you're making match what you say you're making it for? That's basically what that means. And is the student's delivery technically proficient and appealing in terms of delivery and recording? So I'm actually going to switch to full screen here. I really want to drive this point home that we understand with everything that is changing that these videos may not be up to your personal standard. You may have interviews, but you may have to request that people send them to you or that you record them over Skype or something, and you may run into technical issues or user error from the people recording their interviews and sending them. I will not be grading based off of you not having the technology and resources you need to do what you would have done if you were able to come to campus. If the interview is vertical, if they send you shaky footage, if you yourself takes shaky footage because you don't have something to stabilize your camera other than the thing we learned in design lab of putting your elbows into your gut to keep yourself as a tripod, employ those practices. But if there are issues that come up because of the technology or because of the allowances that you have to make to get the video done, those aren't going to be graded down. So please don't stress too much about not having this equipment or access to this thing. If your option B video ends up very similar to this, where you speak to a screen and then you go and show like things on a camera or something and you go between these screens, that's completely okay. If you want to learn software in order to do this, if you're not familiar with OBS, it's a free software that I'm using right now. I can put together a tutorial if enough people want that, or just speak to people one-on-one if it's only a few. So please don't stress too much about the technical side of this project, or Video 1.0 at this point, for that matter. All right, back to full screen. So it is still worth 20% of your grade, but again, grading will be easier. And just like before, upload the video to YouTube, unlisted or public. Don't set it to private. Upload the completed submission form to Video 2.0 assignment Dropbox on Canvas by the date that it is due. And have the URL link to the YouTube video in that form. All right. Getting help. Use the devices you have everyday access to. If that's a webcam, if that's the camera on your phone, whatever the case may be, use what you have access to. If you do not have access to any kind of camera whatsoever, contact me ASAP and we'll figure stuff out. All right, and extra credit options. So this is going to be the same as the changes we've made for Video 1.0. You can have an online meeting with Design Lab. There's a link here for how to make that appointment. Or you can do additional peer reviews. So if you submit your video to the discussion posts that will be made for Video 2.0 peer reviews, that's 1 point of extra credit. For each peer review you then complete for another student, that's 2 points of extra credit. And you can earn up to 5 points extra credit for doing additional peer reviews. I do encourage you, though, to watch more than 2 videos and provide additional feedback. It will both improve the videos of your classmates, and it'll give you ideas about your own video and ways to improve it. All right. So that's all I've really got for you for Video 2.0. I hope that the resources for closed captioning help. I hope me going through a little bit of that in the beginning helps. And I hope I assuage some of your fears regarding this assignment and how it's going to be graded. If there are questions you have that have not been answered in this video, please post them below and I will answer them. If you are going to post a question, just read through the other discussion posts first to make sure that someone hasn't asked that question already. Given that this week's discussion is based off of the assignment and going over the assignment rather than what we're doing in lecture, you do not need to post to the discussion if you have no questions, and you do not need to reply to 2 posts. However, next week we will have a discussion post where you will need to both post your own reply and reply to 2 others. So yeah, that's it. I hope you're all staying safe, staying healthy. Please feel free to reach out to me with any concerns or anything that you want to discuss or just get something off your chest. I'm here. It's a weird time, but hopefully we'll make it through together and be stronger for it. So I'll see you all online later, and have a great day. Bye.